What if I told you that some SUVs in the used market have regret rates so high that owners literally wish they'd made different choices? Picture this. You're scrolling through used car listings, and you find an SUV priced significantly lower than competitors listed as certified pre-owned with extensive warranties. It seems like a bargain, an opportunity to get more features for less money, but here's what Consumer Reports data reveals: that bargain might actually be a financial nightmare waiting to happen. There are 7 specific SUVs that show up repeatedly in owner regret surveys, vehicles that owners consistently report they'd never buy again after experiencing the reality of ownership. These aren't just mediocre vehicles that disappointed buyers, they're specific models with documented problems, expensive repairs, poor reliability records, and features that looked good in photos but proved problematic in daily use. The data from thousands of owner surveys paints a clear picture. Avoid these 7 SUVs at all costs unless you enjoy expensive repairs, frequent visits to dealerships, and the constant stress of wondering what will break next. Today, we're revealing what Consumer Reports shows are the 7 worst used SUVs that people regret buying. Vehicles with serious problems that should be on every smart buyer's avoid list. Let's get into it. SUV 7 Jeep Wrangler JK. Starting at number 7 is the Jeep Wrangler JK from 2007 to 2018, which, despite its iconic reputation and enthusiast following, has a surprisingly high owner regret rate according to Consumer Reports data. While Jeep fans love the brand's adventure spirit and off-road capability, owners report significant problems that make daily ownership frustrating, expensive, and stressful. The main issue with the JK Wrangler centers on electrical gremlins that plague many examples throughout their ownership period. Owners report electrical components failing unexpectedly and without warning, from power windows that won't operate to door locks malfunctioning to interior lights behaving erratically. The electrical system seems poorly designed, with numerous connection points that corrode or fail prematurely due to exposure to the elements. Even supposedly better maintained examples with regular care develop mysterious electrical problems that dealerships struggle to diagnose accurately, often costing thousands in repairs without solving the core issue permanently. The transmission is another major concern that owners repeatedly mention in regret surveys and online forums. The 5-speed automatic used in most JK models suffers from hesitation when accelerating, jerking transitions between gears, and occasional shifting problems that create an unpleasant driving experience. Some owners report complete transmission failures well before 150,000 miles, with replacement costs exceeding $5,000 plus labor charges. The manual transmission is more reliable but still develops issues and adds to repair costs when problems do arise. These transmission problems, combined with electrical issues, create a perfect storm of expensive repairs that quickly add up. Build quality is mediocre compared to competitors, with body panels fitting inconsistently and leaving visible gaps. Water leaks are common complaints from Wrangler owners, with water getting inside the cabin during rain through poorly sealed doors and windows, causing interior damage and mold growth. The doors don't align properly on many vehicles, leaving large gaps that allow wind noise, water intrusion, and debris. These quality issues suggest Jeep prioritized the design appearance over actual fit and finish execution. The on-road driving experience is rough and uncomfortable compared to modern SUVs, with a stiff, jarring ride, excessive road noise from the cab, and poor fuel economy that owners report as significantly worse than expected before purchase. Many buyers expecting better highway manners after paying $20,000 to $35,000 for used examples are disappointed by the uncomfortable and tiring driving experience on pavement. The Wrangler excels off-road for adventures but disappoints on pavement, where most owners spend 90% of their driving time. Consumer Reports data shows owners rating Wrangler JK reliability as substantially below average, with most owners reporting at least one major repair within the first 3 years of ownership. Used Wrangler JKs are popular purchases due to the brand's cult appeal and loyal enthusiast community, but that popularity masks serious issues that make ownership stressful and expensive for average buyers. Toyota V6 Dodge Durango. At number 6, we have the second-generation Dodge Durango from 2004 to 2009, which shows up repeatedly in Consumer Reports owner regret surveys with disturbing consistency. This full-size SUV promised abundant capacity and capability, but delivered expensive repairs and reliability problems instead of the quality expected. The Durango's primary problem is Chrysler's problematic transmission technology from this era, which carries the company's typical reliability concerns. Many owners report harsh, jerky shifting that makes accelerating unpleasant, delayed engagement causing hesitation, and occasional complete transmission failures that leave vehicles unable to move. These transmissions are finicky and require constant attention, and fixing them requires either expensive fluid changes and rebuilds or complete replacement costing $6,000 to $8,000. Some owners report multiple transmission issues within the ownership period, with each fix temporary before problems recur, adding up to tens of thousands in cumulative repair costs. Engine problems are common, with reports of coolant leaks from poor gasket sealing, rust developing in the cooling system, and occasional engine overheating despite proper maintenance. The water pumps fail prematurely, suggesting poor design or manufacturing quality. The intake manifold gaskets are prone to leaking, causing overheating and potential catastrophic engine damage. These coolant system failures are expensive to fix and often require multiple repair attempts that don't permanently solve the problems. Build quality is poor compared to competitors like the Ford Explorer or Toyota Highlander, with rust developing prematurely even on relatively young examples from the mid-2000s. The undercarriage rusts quickly due to poor rust protection, and owners in areas with salt exposure report severe corrosion on the frame and suspension components. This premature rust limits the vehicle's lifespan and creates safety concerns as structural components deteriorate beyond safe limits. The interior materials are cheap and wear quickly with normal use, with dashboard panels cracking from sun exposure, seat covers tearing from use, and door panels rattling or coming loose. For a vehicle costing $30,000 to $40,000 new, the interior quality feels disappointingly budget-conscious and cheap. Owners express frustration at the cheap materials and poor durability of interior components that deteriorate far faster than expected. Consumer Reports data shows the Durango ranking poorly for reliability across most model years, with most owners reporting major repairs within the first 5 years of ownership. Used examples are relatively affordable, but that's because the market reflects the poor reliability reputation, and actual ownership costs often exceed purchase prices due to frequent repairs. Cherokee 5 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Coming in at number 5 is the Land Rover Discovery Sport from 2015 to 2019. A relatively newer vehicle that shows up in Consumer Reports owner regret surveys with surprising frequency for such recent production. This compact luxury SUV promised takeability with luxury features and modern technology, but delivered expensive repairs and technology problems that surprised buyers. The main issue is Land Rover's legendary unreliability that unfortunately extended into the Discovery Sport despite its modern design. Owners report electrical gremlins throughout the vehicle, technology failures that make features inoperative, and mechanical problems that require repeated visits to dealerships. The infotainment system fails unexpectedly, creating blank screens and non-functioning navigation that defeats the purpose of the expensive technology. The backup camera stops working at random times, turn signals malfunction, requiring repairs, and various warning lights illuminate for no apparent reason. These electrical issues lead to expensive diagnostic fees, often several $100s per visit, that accumulate quickly. The transmission in some models exhibits jerky behavior, with harsh shifts and occasional complete transmission failures. For owners spending $30,000 to $40,000 on used examples expecting modern reliability, having transmission problems before 150,000 miles is frustrating and shocking. Replacement costs exceed $6,000, making repairs almost unaffordable for many owners already committed financially to the vehicle purchase. Engine problems include coolant leaks from poor gasket design and occasional engine overheating issues, suggesting insufficient cooling system capacity. The cooling system seems poorly engineered, with connections that fail prematurely and require replacement. Owners report multiple coolant system repairs within the ownership period, with fixes that don't permanently resolve the underlying problems. The all-wheel drive system occasionally malfunctions unpredictably, with owners reporting traction problems and the system engaging or disengaging unexpectedly during driving. The complex system has many components that can fail independently, and repairs require specialized diagnostic equipment available only at Land Rover dealerships, charging premium rates that exceed typical industry standards. Consumer Reports data shows the Discovery Sport with below-average reliability ratings and high repair costs that surprised owners. Owners report that the modest fuel economy doesn't compensate for the expensive repairs and technology failures that plague this vehicle regularly. Many owners express regret at choosing a Land Rover over more reliable alternatives from Toyota or Honda.
SUV 4 Infiniti QX60.
Taking the fourth spot is the Infiniti QX60, which, despite being positioned as Nissan's luxury brand, carries its parent company's reliability issues and problems. The first generation from 2013 to 2017 shows up in Consumer Reports' regret surveys, with owners expressing significant dissatisfaction and regret. The QX60's primary problem is the continuously variable transmission shared with Nissan, which has a terrible and well-documented reliability record across multiple models. Owners report shuddering when accelerating, slipping during normal driving, excessive heat developing in the transmission, and complete transmission failures well before 150,000 miles. Some owners experience multiple transmission problems within the ownership period, with repairs and replacements costing $6,000 to $8,000 each time. This is the same CVT that has caused widespread problems across Nissan's lineup, from the Rogue to the Altima, and the QX60 inherited all these issues without improvement. Engine problems include oil leaks from deteriorating gaskets and occasional overheating issues, suggesting poor cooling system design. The cooling system seems inefficient, with some owners reporting constant overheating issues even after dealer service attempts. The oil leaks suggest inferior gasket materials that deteriorate prematurely in the hot engine environment, requiring multiple repairs over the ownership period. The infotainment system is problematic and frustrating to deal with the navigation system freezing frequently during use and the backup camera failing unexpectedly. The screen occasionally goes completely dark, leaving drivers without critical safety functions like the camera. These technology failures require dealership visits and expensive repairs for features that should be reliable in a luxury vehicle. Build quality is inconsistent between individual examples, with some showing premature rust development and interior panels rattling loose or cracking. The materials feel cheap for a $40,000 to $50,000 vehicle, more appropriate for a budget mainstream brand. Owners compare the interior unfavorably to competitors from Acura or Lexus, noting the dramatic quality difference at similar price points. Consumer Reports data shows the QX60 with reliability ratings below the segment average for luxury SUVs and high repair costs that exceed many owners' expectations. Buyers who chose this over an Acura MDX or Lexus RX frequently express regret about selecting an Infiniti after experiencing the problems.
COV3 Jeep Cherokee KL. At number 3, we have the Jeep Cherokee KL from 2014 to present, a more recent vehicle that shows up in Consumer Reports owner regret surveys with concerning frequency for such newer production. This compact SUV promised modern features with Jeep's famous off-road capability, but delivered quality problems and reliability issues that shocked buyers expecting better. The Cherokee's main problem is Jeep's controversial 9-speed automatic transmission, which exhibits jerky and unsmooth behavior and complete transmission failures at surprisingly low mileage. Owners report harsh shifting that's uncomfortable and jarring, delayed engagement causing hesitation when accelerating, and complete transmission failures before 100,000 miles on many vehicles. The transmission seems poorly programmed and tuned, with constant recalibrations required by dealerships that don't address the fundamental problems. Replacement costs around $7,000 are staggering for a vehicle that might only be 10 years old. Engine problems include oil leaks from deteriorating gaskets and occasional overheating, suggesting poor cooling system efficiency. Some owners report the engine shutting down unexpectedly while driving at highway speeds, a terrifying experience that creates immediate safety concerns.
These engine shutdowns occur unpredictably without warning, creating dangerous situations and requiring extensive dealership diagnostics that often fail to identify the root cause. Electrical problems are common throughout the Cherokee models, with reports of battery draining completely overnight, electrical fires causing severe damage to the vehicle, and various electrical components failing prematurely. Some owners report electrical fires originating near the transmission or battery area, creating dangerous situations and complete vehicle destruction in extreme cases. These electrical fires have caused injuries to owners and passengers and rendered vehicles total losses. The interior build quality is poor considering the price point, with door panels rattling and becoming loose, seats tearing prematurely, and the dashboard cracking from sun exposure. For a vehicle starting around $20,000 new, the interior quality is disappointingly cheap and inferior. Owners compare it unfavorably to Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4 at similar prices, noting the significant quality difference. Consumer Reports data shows the Cherokee with poor reliability ratings and high repair costs that accumulate quickly. Multiple owners report the vehicle being in the shop constantly, with each repair addressing one problem while new problems develop simultaneously elsewhere. The Cherokee's modern features and attractive styling hide serious quality and reliability problems underneath. SUV 2, Nissan Rogue. Taking the silver medal at number 2 is the Nissan Rogue, particularly the second and third generations, from 2007 to 2016, which shows up with disturbing frequency in Consumer Reports owner regret surveys. This compact SUV was supposed to be affordable and reliable transportation, but delivered disappointment on both fronts. The Rogue's primary problem is Nissan's notorious continuously variable transmission, which has become legendary for its problems across the automotive industry. Owners report transmission shuddering when accelerating, slipping during normal driving, excessive heat generation, and complete failures well before 100,000 miles. The CVT seems fundamentally flawed in design or manufacturing, with multiple owners experiencing identical problems repeatedly. Some owners report multiple transmission failures within the ownership period, with each repair temporary before the transmission fails again weeks or months later. Engine problems include excessive oil consumption requiring constant top-ups between regular service intervals. Some owners report consuming a quart of oil every 1,000 miles or worse, indicating serious ring or seal problems. The dealer's solution is often waiting until the engine fails completely before offering replacement, a frustrating non-solution for owners with safety concerns about engine seizure during driving. The all-wheel drive system in Rogue models equipped with it exhibits problems, with some owners reporting the system engaging and disengaging unexpectedly during driving or failing completely. The coupling that engages the rear wheels fails prematurely, leaving owners stranded or creating safety concerns with unexpected traction changes during highway driving. Build quality is poor, with body panels rusting prematurely even on relatively young vehicles from the 2000s and 2010s. The undercarriage rusts quickly due to inadequate rust protection, and the frame shows early corrosion. Interior panels rattle and come loose, seats tear prematurely from normal use, and the dashboard cracks even on low-mileage examples. For a vehicle that might cost $20,000 to $30,000, the quality is unacceptably poor. Consumer Reports data shows the Rogue with particularly bad reliability ratings in certain model years, with specific years ranking near the bottom of their category. Multiple owners report that actual ownership was significantly more expensive than anticipated due to transmission repairs, with some spending more on repairs than the vehicle's purchase price. Many owners specifically state they'd never buy another Nissan after Rogue ownership problem. SUV 1, Ford Explorer. And finally, taking the number 1 spot as the absolute worst used SUV that people regret buying according to Consumer Reports is the Ford Explorer, particularly the second generation from 2011 to 2019. This 3-row SUV was supposed to offer practical space for families with reliability, but delivered structural problems and reliability issues that shocked buyers expecting better from a major manufacturer. The Explorer's most serious problem is transmission failures, with many owners reporting the 9-speed automatic transmission failing catastrophically well before 100,000 miles. Some transmissions completely stop functioning with no warning, leaving owners stranded on roadsides or highways. The replacement cost of $8,000 makes the repair almost unaffordable for many owners already financially committed to the vehicle. Warranty coverage often doesn't apply to failed transmissions at higher mileage, leaving owners responsible for the full cost. Engine problems are widespread across Explorer models, with reports of coolant leaks from poorly designed connections, thermostat failures that cause overheating, and occasional complete engine overheating. Electrical problems plague the Explorer extensively, with battery drains that prevent starting, electrical fires that destroy the vehicle, and various components failing prematurely. The backup camera fails frequently, and the infotainment system crashes regularly, requiring reboots. Some owners report having to disconnect the battery when parking to prevent battery drain overnight, an unacceptable situation for a modern vehicle purchased at premium prices. The all-wheel drive system exhibits problems on many examples, with some owners reporting complete all-wheel drive failure or the system engaging unexpectedly during normal driving. The transfer case coupling fails prematurely, and repairs require complete replacement, costing thousands of dollars. Build quality is poor throughout the vehicle, with interior panels cracking from sun exposure, door seals failing prematurely, and seat covers tearing from normal use. The materials feel cheap for a vehicle that might cost $35,000 to $50,000 new. Owners comparing it to Honda Pilot or Toyota Highlander note a dramatic quality difference, with Explorer materials and construction clearly inferior. Consumer Reports data shows the Explorer with terrible reliability ratings in certain model years, with some years ranking worst in their entire category. Multiple owners report the vehicle being perpetually in the shop with something broken or failing. One particularly telling statistic: owners report spending more on repairs within 5 years than the vehicle's purchase price on multiple occasions. The warranty repairs don't address the fundamental problems, with new issues developing immediately after other repairs are completed. These SUVs prove that brand reputation and aggressive marketing don't guarantee quality or reliability in modern vehicles. Buyers were attracted by attractive styling, promised features, or brand heritage, only to discover serious problems that make ownership stressful, expensive, and potentially dangerous. The Consumer Reports data reveals owner regret rates, suggesting that significant percentages of buyers would make completely different choices if they had to purchase again. If you're shopping for a used SUV, avoid these 7 vehicles at all costs unless you enjoy expensive repair bills and constant dealership visit. Research alternatives from Honda, Toyota, Mazda, or Subaru that have proven reliability records and owner satisfaction ratings that don't show regret pattern. Don't let an attractive purchase price fool you into thinking you're getting a bargain. These regret vehicles prove that you absolutely get what you pay for, and cutting costs by buying unreliable vehicles costs far more in repairs than paying more for proven reliable alternative. Check your specific vehicle's year and generation before purchasing any SUV, as reliability can vary significantly between years. Have any used SUV independently inspected by a trusted mechanic before purchasing to identify potential problems early. And most importantly, listen to owner reviews and Consumer Reports data rather than trusting dealer promises or manufacturer marketing. Your future self will thank you for avoiding these regret-inducing vehicles.